Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Gold Prospecting at Home. This is episode number 153, and today we have two gold Paydirt buckets from Felix Paydirt. These things are they're called the Bonanza Case Special. They're this big. They weigh about 22 pounds each. Well, they weigh exactly 22 pounds each. And the reason I have two of them is because my previous video, it was also a Felix Paydirt bag. It cost me over $200. And I received much less gold. I mean, obviously you're not supposed to expect to make your money back on these things, but the return was so low that I went ahead and spent about $10,000 on Paydirt just to do vendor honesty tests on this company. Now, these two buckets, let's go to the website. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. These things cost $2,000 each. They were $75 shipping. So it was a grand total of $4,150 for both buckets. And like I said, I spent about $10,000. I have other stuff, other videos coming up too with this company. All right, so the description says, buy 20 pounds, get 2 pounds free, brought straight from the historic fields of Fairbanks, Alaska. It's a smaller resource and harder to access, but considerably richer ground. While supplies last, it is available by the case or bucket. That means you buy 20 pounds of the Bonanza claim and I'll throw in 2 pounds for free. Each case is 22 pounds of the very best stuff I've got. And then right here is the most important thing whenever you buy any Paydirt product. The first thing you have to look for is this line right here. Amount of gold recovered is not guaranteed, and photos do not depict an exact recovery amount. So that is a big red flag. Always buy Paydirt that guarantees a minimum amount of gold, or you're most likely going to get burned. It's as easy as that. People ask me all the time, what Paydirt should I buy? Look for that in the description, and then you can do the math yourself, right? So, I am excited to get into these two buckets. I have one marked decoy, and the other one is not marked. We're going to keep them separate throughout the whole panning process so we don't get anything mixed up. We'll see how much gold we get in each of these buckets, and I hope you enjoy it.
Okay, here they are, the two Bonanza Case Specials from Felix Paydirt. Let's take a look at them in a pan. Nice, all right. So as you can see, we have one marked decoy and the other one I purchased using my own name. We're gonna keep them separate throughout the entire panning process. The first thing we wanna do, I think we're gonna just open these things up and take a look and see what we got here. The best dirt on earth, huh? All right, we'll see about that. So it comes with a brochure and a little tiny vial here to put your gold. I guess we can open it up here, see what's in it. So you've got your brochures, stuff like that. I get a lot of these in the mail. It's crazy all the stuff they send you in the mail when you order something. There's like the current price list and everything. Taking a look down here in the material, it does look the same as the previous bag I did. It's supposed to be from the same claim. Don't see any gold yet. I'm not expecting to. Yeah, all right. Very dusty. Yep, all right, same thing. All right, we're gonna keep things separate here. The white bucket is the decoy, and the red is not. We're gonna classify to 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, and 1/8 inch using the buckets, and then after that we'll go down to like kitchen strainer and smaller if needed. Actually, it doesn't look like there's too much plus 1/2 inch material in here, but we'll go ahead and run it through anyway. If there's any giant nuggets, this is where we're gonna find it. Let's bring the camera over. All right, a lot of dust and no plus 1/2 inch nuggets. At least not in the decoy. There's only 2 rocks here that are plus 1/2 inch. I'm just gonna leave them in there. All right, let's see if they gave this bucket any plus half-inch nuggets. Not seeing any. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly the same as the other one. All right, let's try this with 1/4 inch. Now I'm pretty sure we're gonna get some nuggets here. I mean, I hope at least. All right, I think I see one bouncing around in there. So right here, I see a gold nugget. Right there, I see one. Is there only 2? Man, this is the decoy. Bring the camera over. All right, any gold? All right, yep, I do see about the same. So far, they're being honest. Yeah, there's like 2 nuggets. Same as the decoy. All right. All right. So that dust is pretty nuts here. Now we're gonna do 1/8 inch. So right off the bat, in the 1/8 inch, I'm not seeing too much as far as gold goes. Don't see anything yet. Okay, so I just classified the decoy to 1/8 inch, and I did find, let's see if I can grab it. It's gone. Oh, there it is. Right there. It's hard to see. It's just a little thin, flat piece of gold right there. Interesting. Hopefully there's a lot more than that. All right. There's a piece. Right there's a piece of gold. It's a little bit fatter than the other one. Here's another piece. That's a little nugget right there. Oh yeah, here's another one. This is not the decoy bucket. But we'll find out once we pan this stuff out. We still have more classifying to do, so let's do that. Also, real quick, I forgot to mention, if you guys are interested in these classifiers, they're made by Arbor Fabricating up in Michigan, and I helped actually design these things a couple years ago. And if you ask me, these are not only the best, but they're quickly becoming the standard for any kind of gold prospecting, especially on the river, because when you put these in a bucket, they sink down below the water level, and then when you shake it, I mean, it just instantly classifies everything. It turns a headache job into a fun process. If you want one, you can go to kleshgold.com, go to the gold prospecting section, and there's a discount code. I will put that down below. You can get a discount if you want some of these. But yeah, they're the best. Just don't lose it. I've done that before. All right, the next and probably final size is going to be kitchen strainer. I'm going to go ahead and run a little bit through here at a time. Better use a scoop. I know somebody's going to be asking about the dust. Am I losing any gold in the dust? First of all, if gold could float away like that, it's too light to even worry about or register on the scale. So the answer is most likely not, but even if there was, it wouldn't be enough to worry about. Another question you guys might have, especially if you're new to gold panning, is why is he classifying? What's the purpose of doing this? So the short answer is it just makes it easier. So the reason is, imagine having small pebbles like this, plus very fine sand and bigger rocks, and it was all together when you were panning it back when there's water in there. So you're gonna have all different sized gold as well, and when you're panning it back, those bigger rocks can knock the gold down, and it makes things so much more difficult when you don't classify. So that's the reasoning behind it. All right, finally, we are done classifying. I think that's all the classifying we're gonna do, because we have a sluice box which we can run this finer stuff through, and then we can probably just pan out the bigger stuff to find the bigger chunks. All right, here we have all of our classified material. I can't zoom the camera back much further than that, but on this side we have all the decoy stuff. I even have a snuffer bottle so we don't get anything mixed up, and then over here is the non-decoy stuff. So the next step is to remove the magnetic material from the finest classification. We don't need to remove magnetic stuff from the bigger stuff, because this is going to pan off much easier, and this is where most of the black sand's gonna be anyway. I guess we could take a look at what we found so far. There's a few gold nuggets here. There's only 2 plus ½ inch, or plus quarter inch, I mean. There was no plus ½ inch. So I'm not too impressed, to be honest. Here's those other 2. Not bad. You know what? I'm impatient. So 2.5 grams, that's like what? That's maybe $200 for that. Yeah, so like 400 bucks, something like that. Right now a gram is like $80. Is my math wrong? Probably. And don't worry, we will, of course, weigh everything up at the end. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and remove the magnetic stuff. All right, we'll do the decoy bucket first. I'm just gonna put enough material in here to cover the bottom. And then I'll take my magnet here. This is a strong neodymium magnet on the end of a nut driver inside of a silver dollar tube. All right, so there's almost no magnetic material in here, just like the bag that I did in my last video. So yeah, there's really nothing. So I think that's actually a waste of time trying to remove the magnetics out of this stuff. It's actually kind of disappointing. I do like a little challenge there. It's all right. I do remember how this stuff pans out. It's like a difficulty 3.5, maybe a 4 out of 10. The material itself is kind of dense, so it's you have to take your time with the finer material. But yeah, other than that, it's pretty easy. Plus, we're going to run this through the sluice box anyway to make it nice and quick. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so before running material through a sluice box, you always want to wet it down first, because if you don't wet it down, there's a chance that the gold can actually float on the surface tension of the water. And even the dry material can just float right off. So we're going to go ahead and wet this down, and before I do that, I'm going to add a few drops of surfactant to the water. That's going to break the surface tension to prevent that from happening. Alright, I am starting to see some gold in here. Man, that's so much easier than panning. Not as much fun. Well, it's fun, but in like a different way. But yeah, I can see small amounts of gold up here. I'm not going to bring the camera over yet, but I will once we have the entire bucket in here. It'll be nice to get rid of this dust, that's for sure. If you guys are interested in this recirculating sluice system and how to build one, it's basically just 2 5-gallon buckets with a pump and a sluice box here with a header box and a siphon in between the 2 buckets. I do have videos on my other channel, Klesh Guitars, where I do a lot of construction stuff, guitar building and all that. I'll put a link to that channel down below. Okay, I've got all the fines from the decoy bucket in the sluice box, but we can't see any gold, so I gotta clean it up. All right, we now have some nice clean water, and we can take a look and see our gold. Let me change my lens real quick. All right, doesn't look too bad. We got a good amount of flakes there in the dream mat. And when I cleaned out the water, I made sure to save the tailings, because I always pan the tailings twice whenever I do a review video. So I just put the decoy tailings back into the decoy bucket, and I'll pan those out at the end of the video to make sure I didn't miss anything. Alright, so the hard part is done. All the fines in both buckets are in small pans just like this. You can see how much we concentrated it down to. That sluice box saves so much time. Now all we have to do is hand pan all the rest of this stuff, which is not going to take very long. This stuff pans off super fast, so we can start doing that. So let's bring over Crusty Rusty. I'll add some water and some jet dry. You know what that does. Alright, so first I'm going to go ahead and pan out all of the fines. I'll tell you right now, when I cleaned out the Dream Mat, I saw much less flakes than I would have liked. I was kind of expecting there to be a whole bunch in here, but maybe I wasn't seeing it all. Let's go ahead and just pan it down. If you guys are new to panning and you want to learn how to pan for gold, check out my gold panning tutorial video. I'll link it right there and in the description. A lot of people tell me that it's very helpful. So as you can see, there are some black sands in here. Yeah, like I said, not too much. That looks like maybe 2 grams of gold, worth maybe $160. Hold on, let me grab my stuffer bottle. All right, this is the decoy bucket. All right, I'll continue cleaning this up just by slowly panning it back, removing the non-gold. It separates really easily too. There's a piece of metal here, but it's not gold. It might be mercury covered gold. I'll grab it anyway. That was easy. Next, we have our plus 1/4 inch. We know that there's 2 nuggets in here. There's our 2 nuggets. We'll throw those in a separate pan. Gonna pan it anyway, because you never know. Maybe there's a nugget covered in dirt or something. It definitely doesn't hurt to just pan it. Alright, next up we have this second to smallest classification. We'll just go ahead and pan a manageable amount. I'm really counting on there being more gold in here than, at least more than those flakes. And I mean, when I say more, I mean $1,000 worth more. It has to be. I really hope we don't get completely ripped off here, but that's why I do it, so you guys don't have to. Alright, this is not looking good. Are you serious? There's no gold in that? No gold. Man, really? So we only panned a little bit. Let's do about 1/3 of it. And we need a little more water than that. Man, you know what? Crusty Rusty is too small for this job. So let's bring over Otto from AutoZone. Yeah, so much better. Please be a lot of gold in here. Please be any gold in here. Okay, we got, wow. 2 little pieces. Things aren't looking good, but we still have a lot to go. All right, I don't know what I'm expecting here. Maybe a flake or 2. I think I see 1 flake. Look at that. 1 piece. Well, 1 small piece and 1 bigger piece. Remember, there's no guaranteed minimum amount of gold. So, I mean, I get what I deserve here. Let's just pan the rest of it. Alright, last chance for this classification to redeem itself. I see 1 flake. Oh, okay, I see a couple. There's a few flakes in here. But not a lot. Man, that is really disappointing. I mean, I did expect to be disappointed based on the last bag I did, but this is exceeding my disappointment expectations. Please. I need like $1,000 worth of gold in order for this to be a 50% ROI. Well, no, I need about 500, $400 or $500 worth. Something like that. Who's counting? If I don't find at least 1 picker in this pan, then I know that it's going to be pretty disappointing. I think I see a piece though. I think I do see a piece of gold. Yes, I do. And it's a pretty nice one too. All right, good, 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 good. A little picker. All right, you know, I'm going to change pans. This one's kind of annoying. It's got all kinds of damage to it. And that one's not seasoned enough. Hold on a second. All right, here we go. That's about 1/3 of everything in there. Let me clean up this water as well. I mean, I really have nothing to say here other than I'm really hoping that we find a good amount of gold in this classification. Any gold in that one? There's no gold in that one. All right, we got about 2 more pans of this. Oh, all right, all right, all right, all right. I see a piece of gold right there. Right there. Actually, there's 2 pieces right there. Cool. All right. All right. There's 1 piece of gold in this one. 1 picker. Just a little picker there. All right, this one has at least 2 pieces in it. 3 little pickers. And then we have 1 final pan for the decoy. This is it. This is the last chance right here. All right, I do see some gold at the bottom. I see 2 or 3 pieces. I think it's 3. Oh, okay. It's like 5 pieces. Yeah, 5 pickers. All right, I kind of lost count of what we have here, but let's take a look at it. So this is what we have as far as pickers and nuggets, and then whatever's in the snuffer bottle, which I will go ahead and pan out right now. Man, I'll tell you right now, that ain't no $1,000 worth of gold. Well, maybe. I don't know. I'll clean this up, and then we'll pan the other bucket, and then at the end we'll weigh them both up and compare them. But I don't think this is. It might be close to $1,000. I'm thinking closer to like $800. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I'll clean this up and we'll go from there. All right, guys, there it is, $2,000. I'm not going to know for sure until we weigh it, but before we do that, we're going to go ahead and pan out the rest of the other bucket. We'll bring Otto back over. Now, what I'm hoping for is the same amount of gold. That would tell me that the vendor is at least honest and not sending more gold to me just because it's my name and they know it's going on video. Whether they know that for sure or not, I have to assume it. It looks like we got about the same amount of gold though. It doesn't look like they gave us any more in this bucket, which is a good thing. As you can see, we're getting down into the black sand. I just saw a garnet go by. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah. Right there's a little red garnet. Pretty cool, but kind of worthless. Yeah, even though there wasn't much black sand, there's still a little bit. When I was cleaning up and drying out the decoy bucket, I had to use my magnet to remove some of that magnetic stuff to make it easier. So since I have an opportunity, I want to demonstrate removing black sand from material while it's still wet. So you can see this is clean. I'm going to go ahead and put this right in here and try to clean up some of that black sand to make it easier to pan. Now, I normally don't do this because it tends to trap gold within the black sand when you do it. So if we look closely at the bottom here, get rid of the magnet. There's a piece of gold right in the middle. There's more gold over here off to the side. That's why I don't like doing that. I'll put it in a pan and then you can see how much gold it actually brought up with the magnet, and it's nuts, right? Never remove magnetic material when it's wet, and that's why. There's a couple chunks there too. That's not all flour gold. These are like pieces of gold. Yeah, to me it looks like about the same amount of gold as the other bucket. So I'll go ahead and clean this up, and we'll get panning the other stuff too. here we go. Now it's strange because this is the bucket where I use my own name, and while I'm hoping that there's more gold in here, I'm also equally hoping that there's not, because I really want this company, you know, I want them to be known as an honest vendor at the very least. But at the same time, yeah, it would be awesome to have some more gold to help pay for the $4,150 that I paid for this stuff. But as always, buying a Paydirt product, never expect to make your money back. It's, you know, you're paying for the experience of panning this stuff out. All right, getting down to the end of the first pan. Yep, I see one piece. See maybe two pieces? Oh, a whole bunch of pieces. All right, I think that, I could be mistaken, but I think that's more gold than we got in the entire other buckets classification of this size. Like 5 more flakes. All right, let's finish off this classification. I do see some more gold at the bottom here. Let's spin it back, take a close look. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. I could be totally forgetting, but I think that's more gold than that same classification in the other bucket. All right. Okay, before we pan out that final classification, I wanted to just do this, the bigger stuff first. There's the 2 nuggets. Nope. All right. Only 2 +1/4 inch nuggets. All right, and here's our final classification. And right here on top, I can actually see some gold in here. So I'm really hoping equally that we find a lot and don't find any more than we did in the previous bucket. As weird as that sounds. I mean, more gold is never a bad thing unless it's because of a biased review. All right, we're at the end and I do see some gold right here. Just that one piece. It's actually a pretty nice chunk of gold right there. All right, let's see what we got here in this last pan. Yep, just one more piece right there. All right, this is the last pan. My camera stopped recording for some reason. This is the very last pan. This is what it all comes down to. I think we got equal amounts, but we won't know until we weigh it up. Here we go. Let's actually pen that little bit off the end. And there are, I can definitely see some more gold here at the bottom. So that's good. Yeah, there's like 5 pieces in there. There we go. All right, let's get all this stuff together. We'll keep them separate, we'll weigh them up, and see what kind of values we get. All right, here we go. I have everything dried and cleaned up, the decoy and the non-decoy. Here's what we got. I'll try to get them all together so you can kind of see. Decoy on the left, non-decoy on the right. I think it looks to be pretty darn similar. Let's go ahead and weigh them up and we'll know for sure.
Alright guys, what do you think of that? 13 grams on the nose for the decoy bucket and 17.5 grams for the bucket that I purchased using my own name. Let's see what the values are. I already checked what the 17 grammer is worth, but the 13 gram, we're gonna go ahead and call both of these 24 karat purity, because if you didn't already know, you can resell natural placer gold just like this to Paydirt vendors like myself. If you have natural placer gold and you want to sell it, go to kleshgold.com, click on the sell your gold link, and I'll send you a free quote and buy your gold. The gold spot price per troy ounce was $2,716 at the time of purchase. And so yeah, I mean, we've got just over a 50% ROI. And well, while we're at it, let me show you what the other one was worth. $15.42, which is like a 75% ROI, which is actually really good. So 50% or less, I usually say it's a ripoff. 70% and better is pretty good. So the decoy had like borderline bad, and the one that they sent to my name was actually pretty darn good. So I mean, I'll let you guys determine if you think that was an honest vendor, if that was a good vendor honesty test. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. My own opinion is, I mean, it's pretty obvious to me, but I just want to know what you think. But yeah, you know, what did I actually think of the dirt? Well, if you watch my previous video, it's episode 152, it's the same exact dirt. It's just in a smaller bag, and it's literally the same stuff. And if you want to see what I thought of it, you can check out that video. Also, another thing, I don't only do Paydirt reviews on this channel, I do all sorts of treasure hunting. So anything you can think of, from metal detecting and gold prospecting on the rivers to, I mean, you know, finding geocaches and yard sales, and you name it, I do it on this channel. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it and you want to see the next Felix Paydirt video coming up, I purchased 6 more bags, and those bags were hundreds of dollars each. I think I might run them all in the same video, just to make a crazy video. I'm not really sure what I want to do, but if you want to see, subscribe, let me know what you thought of this video. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks everyone for watching my video. If you're still here, you're one of the 42% that muscled your way all the way through the video, so I appreciate it. Also, 71% of all the people that watch my videos aren't even subscribed, so go ahead and subscribe. It's free, and there's a lot more treasure hunting videos coming. Also, big thanks to all the Patreon supporters scrolling right here, and don't forget to click on that video right there. It's very relevant to the one you just watched, and that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching.